Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I'm Ken Ochonogo. Some days are like this, but then we just have to get here and knowing that you guys are there waiting for us. We have nothing little than to give you the very best of sports right here in Nigeria and all over the world. It is the weekend, the second weekend of one of the tennis World Cups. We call it the World Cup, but the slams are the World Cup. So this is one of them. It's going to taking place at the Flushing Meadows. That is just the last. You start from Australia, you go to Roland Garros, and then you go to those flushy grass of Wimbledon SW19. Jimmy calls them, and then right here we go to the flushy grass to Flushing Meadows. Tennis transcends from grass to the hard court, but then you move from clay. I think two hard courts, a clay and a grass pitch. You have to be master of all, and that is what the Joker, the Enoh, is all about. But this time, the guy, I don't know, rivalries. Having a rivalry with somebody that's 16 years younger is something the experts will talk about when we go to them. But that is what it is. Our league is supposed to to kick off. We said it's supposed to kick off by next weekend, which is on the 9th, or we're told the 9th of September. So we shall look if we have the fixtures so that you look at what is happening. But then there were talks of some of those teams that might not take to the pitch. Probably will start with just one game, just like it did last season. But other than saying, Rivers United and Co, they are in the continent. Can you give them the opportunity to probably play one or two matches before they go over there, so to give them the chance to gel? But then these teams have been playing a lot of pre-season tournaments, as we call them. I don't know how the players rest because they're playing all season. But the transfer season has ended. Yes, it has ended in Europe. The transfer season in the MLS is different. That of Saudi Arabia, FIFA says will end on the 20th of September. But although in their website, it is supposed to be on the 7th. But FIFA said it's going to end on the 20th. So we don't know. Within then, it's like they still have 3 weeks to pursue Mo Salah. Some of these things will turn your head, no matter how disciplined you are. Say give him the mafia say give him an offer he cannot refuse. There are certain offers that are not refusable. They are just not refusable. They want to make him the highest paid player. Mo. They want to make the highest paid player in Saudi Arabia. Forget Neymar, forget Cristiano Ronaldo, forget all of them. The guy, the numero they want to have is just is Mo Salah. Because we remember that Messi, they turned out that billion pound offer that they gave to him. Just go over there, play for 1 or 2 years and retire. You can invest in any part of the world. And then stay at home and sip your tea. So basically, we look at what the Saudi league, how good it is for football. I mean, it is the money thing. We are saying if we have that kind of money in the MPFL, who will live here? So some people are complaining. I'm not complaining. We want that kind of investment in our league. Anybody can say too much, but it is the money that made Real Madrid who they are, Manchester United who they are. If you don't spend, you don't win. That is the fact. That is the fact. When Chelsea came in, if they have not spent all that money, they wouldn't have caught up. When City came, they wouldn't have caught up. And that PSG, the same thing. It is money. For you to be in the big league or you want to play also, there are clubs that I'll check the history of clubs. Clubs like Sheffield, Sheffield and North County. Those clubs, some of the first professional clubs, it depends on, they say this is our level. They will keep on there struggling, and that's what it is. So if you want to be among the top, you spend among the top. That is what when you bring in a new product in. Marketers will tell you this. If you are bringing a new product and you spend so much money in order to promotion for it to be known before people get used to it, then you now reduce your spending in advertisement. So do that anybody's playing the league. That is the African football league I said is coming up, and some monies are involved. Like we say in Nigeria, we are playing, but we don't have a coach for the Super Falcons. We don't have coaches for both the Super Falcons and the Super Eagles. Those are our top brands. But then the contracts of the coaches expired. But then they say they are discussing. I don't know. We'll have started discussion 3 months before or so if you want to keep them, not after. But then we also remember that there was a change of guard at the Glass House. So probably that would have counted for that. Italian JP right there at Monzo. There's another Monzo playing football. So I don't know which of the Monzos is become predominant. And then the Champions League already take place. Whether it's the preliminary, which thing do you think that will go through? And for today, somewhere in North London. It will be old folks. Of course, they used to be the prima donnas. They used to be the main teams there in England. But right now, I think they are just trying to make catch up. Some are still sleeping, some are still, thinking of what to buy or who not to buy. But then the Rubiales saga, the last we heard of that is the Spanish government wanted to decide the guy. The guy went to court. He went to court, and the court said, yes, his offense is serious, but not very serious. Guys, I have my guys in the house. These guys, they will trash out these things. And today we'll come to you. I mean, definitely it is you and us that are on this show. We'll open the lines very, 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 very early. Arsenal and United fans, who do you think is going to win this battle of also rounds? Who has more chances? But let me go to Jimmy. I don't know if Jimmy will agree that both teams are also rounds. Hello, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here. Yeah. And I agree with you when you say Arsenal and Manchester United. These are two teams that used to be absolutely great. Maybe Arsenal's greatness cannot or will not be defined by the absence of the UCL. Something that is that leaves that dark sore when it comes to Arsenal.
I hope Newcastle will not win Champions League before Arsenal.
Well, thank God you are open. Maybe your friend will have an answer to that. But Arsenal and Manchester United, any day, there are two teams that we always have interest galvanized around it. There's a whole lot of rivalry coming in afresh. Arteta and Ten Hag, they are two coaches. You just have to give it to them. And also the fact that they have youngsters in their folds. For the Arsenal team, fantastic young guys coming through. Also the United team, although when you consider the backline of United, you won't necessarily call them young. But at this point in time, the question really will be, how United FC draw?
He said you don't go there. I think there was a time that United defense had they were young, they were blind, and who was the third one?
They had all manners. They are blind from Ajax.
That young.
Just like we are cooking rice at this point in time. Timber.
His name is blind.
He's blind. Exactly.
The team is blind. The team is young. There was a third
one. I think they are like.
I'm trying to remember that third name. The people have those things to describe the United difference. But that is the fun that is in it. If you want to see the jokes, and then that is what keeps up the rivalry. That's what keeps up the banters. That's what keeps up the team. And that is. I think that's Veran I'm saying there. But before you move on, let us come to you and start with this United Arsenal thing. Of course, I did throw it as a banter, but we might be here. Newcastle will now go and pick up the Champions League because Jimmy said they will come out from the group, and once they come out from that group, anything can happen.
I think Arsenal, they found themselves in the situation where United were in the early 90s, where United prioritized the Premier League over the Champions League. So for now, I don't think it's in their box for this season. The Champions League is out. I don't even think they can make any projection on the Champions League because now they need to even cement their top four status. And this match, if they are going to cement their top four status in the Premier League, this match against United, because it's like a 6 point tie. United is a direct rival when it comes to the top four. The race for the top four is even more tougher and stiffer than the race for the title.
The Newcastle question, basically, it's hard to really look at Newcastle and say they could go ahead to win. But like you rightly did say, maybe nobody expected Chelsea when they did that, get as much as they did in that particular year when Ranieri led them. But if you consider the group, you see that they have, absolutely every chance to qualify from that group because majority of the all of the other teams, they're not really playing like big teams. Like AC Milan, they are not necessarily playing the best football coming from 3/3 in the league. But then maybe because of the way they have started, you could consider them. Also PSG, but
Emerson Leo,
and maybe our own
they were lucky against Roma. AC Milan were lucky against Roma.
It's part of the game. No. It's part of the game.
They beat Roma. Yes. Roma, for their 3 matches, they consider 2 goals. Roma
have lost back to back. I mean, is it 1 point?
Their first match they drew at 2-2.
That is the only. That's the only
all
point.
The 2 matches.
That's the only
all
point.
The 3 matches they consider.
Roma now have Lukaku.
That's the only point.
So when Lukaku came, the whole thing changed.
When Lukaku comes in.
That match, the whole dynamics of that match
should change.
When Lukaku came in. And they could have even won that match like 4-2.
Okay, so why didn't they start him?
That was his first match for Roma.
Okay, this is the third missionary journey of Lukaku.
But he's playing for a coach.
What I'm saying is, it was not because AC Milan was that.
You see, he will be left for Fulham,
yes.
And he was talking about the faith that the coach has and had in him. So, and I think those two, they are very, very important. Now,
the way Wenger had hope in confidence in Diaby.
But Diaby was crocked now. Diaby was crocked now, so you can't really blame Wenger. But what I'm saying basically is, I think that Iwobi, for example, should do well in Fulham because Silva has that trust in him. Lukaku is a player that Mourinho has that belief in, and I'm sure. The fact that we are here with you is because you have belief in us. Amen.
Anyway, I don't know. That sometimes between job goes past your head. Because we're supposed to let us. We're going to talk about the. Let us take briefly. Let us take briefly and look at. We have a new minister. We wanted to do something some 2 weeks back. Where wasn't around. That is why actually we just give you a tip of the iceberg. But we're not going to even do it today. Probably in another 2 weeks or so. We are going to look at how we on this show asked for a separate sport ministry, and we got it. And we're going to give you the chronology. We're going to, chronicle it here, how it went and how it came out. And I think the minister was in Lagos and also met with the sporting press in Lagos, and also the big guys, the editors and stuff like that. They talk, we only said here that they talk that the minister knows nothing about sport. Not it. But then, Donald Kota was at the stadium when he came. If we can just hear a little bit of what the minister said, I think we are seeing for the first time right here on this show.
The MD of Premier Lotto, who undertook the major components to actually.
In this facility built around the 60s, put to use functionally during the All-African Games, second All-African Games, has gone through a lot. It's gone through a lot. I mean, this shouldn't be the symbol of our sports in a city that is referred to as the sports city. And I'm glad that the processes towards the eventual concessioning of this facility has gone far. If that's what it's going to take to restore back the glory of this facility, I endorse it 100%. I've been inspecting the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja. I mean, I was briefed that some years back, government was presented with a bill which required that Julius Berger, that built that facility in 2003, continues the maintenance, and government couldn't provide. Unless we are careful, unless something quickly happens, even with the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja, too bad, it may get to the same state and situation that Lagos is facing. And this would be a shame. The National Industry Sports Policy that I came to meet, the main thrust is seeing sports as business. Perhaps that's what we've been lacking, and I think that's what we're going to seek to pursue. At the end of the day, my determination is the extent to which we can revolutionize sports in our country. Very key, very important. And see the extent to which we can continue to tap on its contribution to our national unity and our national integration. There is no sector that showcases the green, white, green color of our country as much as the sports sector, isn't it? Just this visit alone, you can see how many people are on our national color. And I think that every serious government must seek to tap from the potentials of this. At the end of the day, if you are a businessman, you look at the business aspect of it. Without prejudice to the fact that because we don't have a program and a policy, every day our athletes are exiting our country and preferring to compete for other countries. How much do we do to redirect that? All these things are things that are going to engage and occupy us. And it's important for us to pursue them. So I'm going to require what? Not just my determination and my passion. I'm going to require the support of the media. That support is key and is critical.
The support of the media is key and is critical. This media, you will get a lot of ideas coming from there. The first place Mr. Minister John Enoh, who is the new Minister of Sports. Gentlemen, but at least now there is an upgrade. From Danagogo to Dalong to Dare, DDD. We have an E. So we have moved from D to E. We have an Enoh now. So that in itself.
The ministry is moving.
It's an upgrade. But the minister said, we don't have the absence of a policy. We've always had a policy.
Yeah.
There was the 2009 sports policy, which we've you see, sometimes the people don't work hard or they don't whatever it is. And then those who are briefing the minister. We had the 2009 policy. It has been there and we have showcased it here. We discussed it section by section.
Time and again.
And whatever it is. And what they are saying that 5% of the budget of the state, of the local government, should be used for sport facilities and sport. We said that. And we don't know if any of them, but then we just go and put one thing somewhere. And that is just the thing. Look at it, go back and check the budget, ask them to present their budgets for the past how many years and see how much they spent on sport. And that also has to do also for the center. So there has been that. And then at least what he did when he came in, we'll also now bring out the document you're talking about, the sport industry policy, as okay, fine, let us see sports as business. So basically, it is not in the absence of a policy, like we said it from the very beginning. We'll be always saying this is where we want to go to. So, and I love the minister, at least the guy put on, he said, sport showcases the green, white, green.
Exactly.
He's showcasing the green, white, green.
It's part of the branding elements now. He's getting it right in that sense.
Who does not make the monk?
Okay, I agree.
We had the comrade minister. So it's not about if you be any way, anyhow, but let's just have this result. But I love something when he said he needs the support of the media.
Yeah.
But again, when you take it back, the concessioning thing, I'm trying to struggle.
We'll talk about that. I want to go on a very short break.
Okay.
I said if concessioning means, let us see if concessioning means, how do I say it? I don't know. In the absence of the right word to say, I just want to go on a break. We are a short break. And, if concern me, it works. Remember, that's what Ken is trying to think about. Yeah. So let it work. Let there be a white elephant. We'll go on break. When we come out, we shall open the lines, and you guys will join us. It's going to be your show today. Stay with us. Okay, you welcome back. It is the Channel Sport on Sunday, like we always say it here. It is your show. Like we said, we want to open the lines quite early so that you guys can join us. When my director says we should do that, the lines will just be there, and then you can call in. And like we always say, it is always open access. We do not restrict you for whatever. It has to be about the sport. You have the sport minister. We were talking about concessioning, and we're saying, look, if you want to concession it, and then it will not be a white elephant, it will not be that comatose. We're talking about. He just mentioned the Abuja Stadium. The Abuja Stadium, I remember, a private outfit. They spent about they put about $1 million.
Yeah, at that time.
For the maintenance, I think they said was about 1.3 billion annually. But it was stopped, and what you did was to budget I think 500 and something million for the 8 federal stadia. So if Julius Berger with their expertise are saying it's 1.3 or so we can use to maintain this in a year, we felt it was too expensive. If education is too expensive, try ignoring us. We did it, and that was when President Jonathan went there, the grasses were actually taller than him.
Okay, I just want to chip in this. because this is my area of specialization. It has to do with facilities management. And facility management, before you build, and then you have to think about how to maintain. But with facilities management, this is Asad. That's Dan Ambakachi. I think he was also the former minister, and they're all there. I think they advise this guy well. You know, as you are doing the design, that is when you incorporate, you know, the facilities, the management of the facilities, how you are going to maintain it.
Exactly.
You know, because one, the maintenance, just like your cars or, you know, whatever. Accountants know this. You know, as it's getting older, you understand the more you spend, the more you spend on maintenance. So are you getting it? So basically, we shouldn't be getting here. I mean, like the former minister trying to get two corporate organizations, one to take off Abuja, another to take care of this. But these ones are eyesore. We saw this, and then I mean, these ones are these are eyesore. I tell you this: you don't need billions.
You don't need billions to get this sorted.
You can just fumigate. If you can't cut, you can fumigate. For goodness sake, how much does it take? But because we want to put billions
exactly.
You see, they said if you maintain. If you see a crack on the road and you seal it, it won't get to where you just have to say you have to excavate it. You know, but you leave it on it because total disrepair. And that way you have to bring the budget, and then so that you can do all that.
And I think it's a function of the grandstanding we've had in the past how many years now. Majority of our sport ministers, they talk good, speak all of the grammar, but the basic things that they need to be doing, they leave out. Maintenance culture. I mean, there are different assets that we do have that we can maintain using different templates. There are some, like we've seen, they are basically ISO. You don't need the billions to repair that. But the question really is, if the maintenance culture is not there, if it is not entrenched, we will have the same problem over and again. Because right now, we are talking about concessioning. Concessioning for us is big because we'll be talking about billions. But do you need to concession parts of the stadium where we are already seeing grasses, where you can get local guys to quickly just take care of these simple little things?
Exactly, because if you want, like some people, if you want to sell your car, if you want to get value, you repair, you understand. But when you bring in a dilapidated car, they will price it and they will share, you understand.
Exactly.
So, but if it's okay, we touch up the place I mean, the physical structures are there. A lot of money has been put in. They've been working on this stadium for the past.
Some staff are getting paid for this.
Every month.
I think we should not just reduce this into sport. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It was during General Abacha who said this psyche slogan not in our character. But this actually is in our character. We are concerned about the capital overhead. We forget about the current expenditure that comes after. And that was why even IDP camp, secretary to the prior government was, you know how much they spent to cut grasses.
let's have some fun. I mean, if it is possible, let's have the results of the match in the EPL yesterday. We are still, I don't know what happened to the Lions. We're still expecting you guys to join the show. But let's say, okay, Peter is switching us from Asaba. Hello, Peter. Peter, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Please, I've been into sports all days of my life. And I want to believe the problem of sports is because in the past, people did sports with passion.
Yeah.
We did sports passionately. When I started from Lagos, where I was born and brought up. I was playing, using Lagos State jersey white with that rainbow color.
Yeah.
From there, I started using the national team, green, white, green, of which I did play for the national team for about 10 years. Then I later went professional. I played in Côte d'Ivoire for 5 years before I came back home.
Can we have your, can we have your full name? Peter who, sorry?
Yeah.
Peter, what's your surname? I'm sorry.
My name is Isagba, Isagba.
Isagba, okay. Isagba, Peter, all right.
You see, yeah, the problem.
Yeah.
Now, those days when we do sports, when I was playing, if you hang money close to the goalpost, handball goalpost, and say shoot there 10 times, I will shoot that money. yes, that's what I'm telling you. It's called intrinsic motivation.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
You motivate players with those things. Nowadays, those things they are no longer there. Athletes are promoted based on performance. You don't need to be a graduate to be a good athlete. When you go to places like Brazil, all this Ronaldo, Messi of a team, before Kocha they now went to school, the later hour. I don't think you cannot mingle education and sports. They are two different things.
To them, exactly. I think that's another angle. But in this area, we need education. That's just the thing.
Yes, we need education. Very nice. We need it.
Yeah.
We need it. Good. Go to China. I want to take you. I will take you to a country where I know. Go to China. They don't speak English. They speak their own language. Not that they don't like. They don't speak. So,
Peter, we are looking at so what do you suggest that we do briefly on how to carry sports forward? Yeah.
What we should do, the coaches they employ, the state government. I want them. I'm a coach. Okay. I've told them this starts without number. Let them do it higher and fire.
Higher and fire.
The state is waiting higher and fire.
Yeah.
You don't pack 18 coaches, 7 coaches, 10 coaches, and say they are coaches on our payroll. And there's nothing very important, very, very relevant to do. When you hire them, if they are not performing, you fire them.
All right. The carrot and stick. That is what you're talking about here. Thank you so much, Peter. We need to let go because so that others can also come in. But if you have, I think it is the deployment to me.
Yes.
If you have 20 coaches and they are all converging at Sebastian Stadium, you have a problem. But if you have some in Nisoko, some in Ueli, some in Sagbama, some in Ogume, so you understand? If you distribute them in all the areas, then they will have something to do. But if they all report as civil servants, come to the council to come and show face. I mean, that is not the thing. You should let them go and do the fishing. Let them go and discover centralization and come in here.
Because it's the carryover of the military men.
Exactly. Give us when we get the result. The results of, do we have it if we have the result? But I particularly want to talk about Chelsea on this. It's not, people are saying, okay, maybe Chelsea have not done well starting, you know, apart from the first match they drew with Liverpool, but losing to Forest yesterday. A lot of people forget that Forest was in 4 minutes, United were 2 goals down.
Yes. Yeah.
So probably they learned from their lesson.
Exactly.
To say, look, okay, if we go forward, how can we now, be able to maintain if we cannot, but they were able to get that. But I went through something, earlier today, and I was looking at how much Chelsea
over $1 billion
have spent. Chelsea have spent 1.02 billion pounds, not dollars. They spent that. 1.02 billion is what they have spent. In this season alone, they have spent, I don't you say some figures are better for anybody, 419. They spent 419 million pounds this season, this transfer season. If you compare that to how much Pochettino spent in 5 years at Tottenham. He spent 412.
Yeah.
Which means what Chelsea has spent in this transfer season is more than what Pochettino spent in 5 years there. Now, but there is their new system, this amortization thing that they capitalize on. But FIFA has said from September that after this session we're entering, you cannot, no contract will be more than 5 years. And that's what UEFA also trying to put that. After you cannot sign a player for more than 5 years. That's what they are saying.
In reaction
to... Enoh is reaching us from Enugu. Hello, Enoh. How are you? How are you, Enoh?
I'm fine, and you?
We are okay. We are fine here. How is Enugu? I hope it's not raining.
Enugu is so clement today. We are having a very, very favorable weather.
I wish we can come to Enugu and stay for one day.
I wish you would do that. You're going to be my guest.
Okay. All right. Go on.
Yeah. As for what you people are discussing, I want to ask this question. on the appointment of ministerial head of our sports ministry. Why is it not all the leagues of our able players that have made this country proud? And it's impossible to pick one out of them to make them the head of our sports ministry, like what is observable in other countries, Western countries, and some African countries. Let me give an instance, like Eto'o. Eto'o is at the head of affairs of Cameroonian sports ministry. In the likes of Kano, Mokachie, and to mention but a few, don't you people think that it will be okay for one of these people to be picked and make the one of them to be at the head of affairs? Because, when you start from the mental issue, you get the quality of what you needed. But now, we will go off what the people that have played football, picking politicians. Politicians cannot manage sports well. When you pick from what someone knows too well, the person will give us equality, give us everything we needed, other than picking politicians who are not interested in sports.
Okay, let Ope, maybe you can answer him.
Okay, Enoh, I think it was the late Chief of Army that said, as not all politicians are devils, so not all military officers are saints. We've had instances, yes, we can pick from sportsmen, but we have instances where sportsmen were actually in football federations, state football association, and they never attended meetings. Yeah, they were on the board of state football association.
There was a state, we don't want to mention the name.
No, we can't.
There is a state where somebody was, maybe it's like forcing the horse to the river.
Exactly.
Where somebody was made the head of the state FA, and he didn't call a one single meeting. He didn't do anything. And he is one of the top players that Nigeria has ever produced. You understand?
So, being a player and being an administrator, I think they are two different things. And that's why Maradona failed woefully as a coach.
And I agree with Ope when he says this, because you look at it critically. For me, I don't think Eto'o has been successful. His tenure has been, marred with different, from one controversy to the other, and it's not as if the teams are necessarily doing well. So I would have thought if the performance had been,
he qualified to the World Cup, I think, at the expense of Algeria.
Yes, but when you are having issues around match fixing, issues around interference, issues around his domestic life, interfering also with his performance on the job. So what that means basically is you may be a fantastic player, you may even be a fantastic owner of your own club, but when it comes to administration, is a different thing. So administrative experience of a minister might even be more important than the sporting knowledge of that minister. So what that means basically is we should not discountenance the appointment of this senator at this point in time.
Okay.
Now, the jury will be out on him if he doesn't live up to expectations based on what he's saying. He seems to be making the right noises, talking about sport for development of sports. That's fantastic by any standard. But the jury will be out on him to see how well he performs, because we always had the jury on Dari. We had it on Dalong. Nothing will be different from
Well, I don't know about noises you are talking about.
Your friend is calling from Ogun State.
Okay.
This is Olafe.
We know you, Olafe. How are you?
I like your shoot today. Very fine shoot.
Do you want it? Do you want it?
You don't bring anything for me from London. You are speaking from London. You don't bring anything from London. You are saying that
you have his phone number.
Go on, Owo.
The problem of this our facility is that corruption. That is, honesty to God, it's a corruption. All these facilities, let me let you know one thing. There are no how, if anywhere corruption is. It can't better. This minister now, the only Abdullah, if you remember, the only Abdullah minister, when he was from Kwara State, that one he really performed. I don't see all this, fine. The last one performing to what he can do. Because this our facility is so poor to the extent that we should believe it's a corruption. Honestly, it's a corruption. It's not corruption in this country. See, go there and see. Please, you people go there. You will know that we still have a long way to go in this country. This sport is a money, it's a business. But we, in this country, we believe only our pocket. Selfish. That's what you are facing there now. We, Kwara United supporter, our first match is Kaduna United, and it's away. And then we have 3 goalkeepers. We have already collected 1 goalkeeper back now. That's our former goalkeeper, Ogun something. He's a very good goalkeeper.
Okay.
We are going to camp in Kwara United is going to I won't mention the place to camp
now. The next thing you will come and you start complaining of officiating. You understand? You have 3 goalkeepers. You are going to have just 1 goalkeeper at home. You can't play all 3 goalkeepers, no matter how you do it.
We are telling Rangers supporters that you are a Rangers supporter to prepare for us. That's what I'm trying to do. Not that we put a cap with the only one we go use, but
don't worry. I will tell you my team. I will tell you my team soon. Just calm down. Be calming down. Oh. But the thing is that last season, that was how you talked, and they were just...
And also about Chelsea too.
They were just flogging you right, left, and center.
Chelsea, don't mind Chelsea, but we make money now. Chelsea make money. He sells some players now. We make money.
You have spent 1.02 billion.
Forget the big goal. We make money. We sell players now.
All right. Okay, no worries.
Thank you. Supporter.
Thank you. Thank you. At least, thank God, at least when you people signed, I would not want to go through this, but at least...
They will beat you today, after we beat you today.
Wait, are you there? Oh, God. Thank God that you are. Thank God that you're so I won't say anything. Anyway, before we went into that, I was trying to get this thing. I have a list of about 14 players that Chelsea signed.
Yes.
At least there are 2 Nigerians there, you know.
Nigerian names.
Nigerian
names.
Okay, Chukwuemeka.
Calm down now. Leslie Ugochukwu and Nonema Madueke.
Those are Nigerian names.
They are Nigerians.
They are Nigerians now.
Okay, will a foreigner have a Nigerian name?
What about Anthony Joshua?
Is Kennedy a Nigerian name?
My name is Onyemechi.
Is Kennedy a Nigerian name?
Okay, so we have Cole Palmer. He was signed for 7 years. Moise Caicedo for 8 years. Mikhailo Mudryk for 8 years. You know, Marco Kurela for 6 years. Christopher Nkunku for 6 years, Wesley Fofana for 7 years, Nonema Madueke for 7 years, Leslie Ugochukwu for 7 years, Malu Gosto for 7 years, Benoit Badiachile for 7 years. We have Robert Sanchez for 7 years. We have Azel Desasi for 6 years. We have Nicholas Jackson for 8 years. Enzo Fernandez for 8 years, and we have Andre Santos for 7 years. What Chelsea did is just amortization. That is his area, West area, West accountants area. So they explain that better. It's like they now spread the money.
Payment, yeah.
You will say, okay, we signed this guy for 100.
He's part of managing FFP concerns. Yes. Basically.
So they also at the end of every year, this is how much that. We leave our account.
In contrast, in Nigeria, how many years do we have a player signed for?
You sign for competitions.
Wow. Just wow.
You sign for
and even our
Nigeria.
coaches, it is bad enough that you hardly see anyone that is being signed for more than 2 years.
No, see, that is even the truth is a lot of things go in the league, in our football, because sometimes we turn it into whatever it is. Most of these players, even the clubs don't even sign them as their players. They go there on loan. So it's an arrangement between the player and the academy who owns the player, who have nurtured the player.
Exactly.
There is FIFA recognizes that in their system. That's okay, fine. You that got this player, nurtured it from age 12.
There's a particular percentage
from age 12 to age 18 up to age 23.
Yeah.
You understand? Now what goes to you?
Definitely.
You understand? It is compensation.
Yeah.
You are compensated. And for as long as the players start moving from when they have this contract up to the age of 23, the academy, wherever I come from,
they still get some money
must be compensated.
Exactly.
But now we're looking at players who are 24, 29, 30, who are still signed on loan. Why it is that way is this. There's a peculiar thing in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Most of the players want to move out. They don't want to sign long-term contracts with clubs. Okay. So that if they have opportunity to go out, you are not holding them.
Nobody is tied.
So you understand?
Yeah.
So, but I think what could have been, what they could have been doing is insert those clauses.
Exactly.
If I have a club that comes for me, this is what happens. What happen. I'm free to go for trials. And if they sign me, this is what comes to you. This is what comes to that. It's just the clause before you go in there.
But I also think you are looking at it from an ideal point of view. Most times you see that it's mostly the club that is pitching what they want and not what the player wants. How many of these players actually do have players representatives? The education is absolutely lacking.
No, they have
education.
They don't have. You see, they have their managers and they have their owners. Now me get them. Sure, you understand? And because there should be a difference between the person who owns the academy, because FIFA has said that you cannot have an
academy and also be an agent
of that thing. That I mean,
we are talking about sport being a business.
Yes.
Before you can sign any financial report, you must have your
auditors,
FRCN number. That is Financial Reporting Council.
Yes.
So you can't just come and say, this is my wife without any skill, is my manager. And that's why FIFA have their accredited agents who are best and skilled in this business.
They say actually from when the child is about 18, when the player is about from 12, there's supposed to be a TMC. And now FIFA has the terms that if you sign any club, if it is not in the TMC, it is not valid. And what is going to happen from the 30th, from the 1st of October is that even all payments, everything will go through FIFA.
Yeah.
All contracts, as at when you are contacting the player, you inform FIFA. So I know better because...
So somehow I have an issue with that because they also have allowed players to represent themselves.
Yeah, you play.
And I feel, as much as it's not delimiting them in any way, I also feel that if we are talking about professionalism, because as much as possible, I want us to restrict it to the Nigerian conversation.
Yes.
Because professionalism is something that the MPFL, the board, they must work at to see, okay, what exactly do we have as players' contracts when they are lodged with you? How exactly does a player, what's the outlook of each player for each team? Do you have your contracts? Do you have your representative? Even if you are representing yourself, have you done the needful in terms of contractuals? Because we see that in as much as the NPFL is saying we have done this, we are acknowledging it, we still have players' representatives that are complaining that in the past, a lot of our players, a lot of our domestic players, they have not had debts being settled. So the question is, how do we seek professionalism moving forward?
The last minister, Dari, said something that sport has moved from play to serious business. That's why I say, you see, there are certain professions in this country you can't practice except
the regulation
you are qualified, you are certified. So if you are going to be a player's agent, there has to be certain criteria so that if you don't have an agent, you don't play.
Exactly.
So because we have to take this thing to the next, you can't open a clinic without your certification.
Ken is saying it's based on knowledge, expert knowledge, that by October. But here in Nigeria, we are not talking about it.
The truth is actually, FIFA says a player, you can represent yourself. You can even opt out of,
any agreement,
any contract that you have with anybody who is your agent or whatever it is. Sometimes in that session, I remember somebody like Paul Scholes never had a man, an agent representing him.
Exactly.
Any contract they put him, he would just sign. Sondolise was here. And we talked about him. He said, look, he never had any agent representing him. Of course, he has his brother who advises him, who is a lawyer. But Sunday, who is a professional. But Sunday never signed. He never had, whatever it is. He never had any agent representing him. But the thing is that, all right, let's go to Abuja because we have Sheyi there. Hello, Sheyi, how are you?
I'm fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I just came in and I made some discussion about the facility, the state of facility of our sports.
Very beautiful state.
I was opportune to be at the National Stadium this weekend.
Wow.
That's the Moshood Abiola
in Abuja. Yeah, okay.
Yes. And I went around, though I went for an occasion. So when I went around there, I saw the state of the facility. Sincerely speaking, we still have a long way to go in this country. We still have a long way. Now, good and fine. All the ministers are going here and there. We have minister tour. Are we going to do the talk? That's the point.
Shay, I wish. Oh, was accusing me that I came back from somewhere and I didn't bring anything.
Yes.
I know there was some pictures I took at this little video with my phone at Braintree.
Okay.
Braintree is about 1 hour or so from London. And then in the morning I was just taking a stroll, and it was on a Saturday. And I saw kids, where they're playing at the playground, and if you won't see, and the staff were there. I walked in there, introduced myself. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a sport, and they were so happy. I took some videos with them. Then you see how they maintain the place. You see, you don't litter. You don't do this. Most of these facilities are 20, 40 years old. Abuja National Stadium was built under Olusegun Obasanjo as president of this country.
Yes. I don't know. Can you imagine when I went to the gym, the gymnastic hall? I could see defecates here and there. I could see defecates here and there.
The road far.
Yes, sir.
The road far.
I was just shaking my head for this country. That can you imagine? If people are using there, are they paying? Are those people paying? Because how can we move forward? Okay, the minister is going here and there, It's good. But let them do the talk. Let them do the talk and bring back all the facilities.
Yes. Thank you.
That is just my stake.
Thank you very much. We're going on a break. When we come back, we'll talk some tennis. And like you said, my guys are right here, and the lines are still open. You're part of this. Will it be Alcaraz? But when Sunday will come back, will it be Alcaraz taking off Djokovic? I mean, that is the new rivalry. Stay with us. Yeah, welcome back. The lines are still open, but this is home run. Wow, Phil, you just catch us as we are coming in. How are you?
I'm very good.
Yeah, let's hear you.
My name is Theophilus Agbola Hausage.
Let me tell the world. Theo called me this morning, and I'm telling them the truth. Theo called me that he was he was down. I mean, that Theo, before Theo something puts him down, he was really down. But I'm glad to hear that your voice is clear now. You were at the stadium. Yeah. What did you witness, Theo?
Yeah, I was at the stadium, although I missed the minister's arrival and his departure. But at the same time, obviously, I heard everything he said, and like Jimmy rightly puts it, he's saying all the right things right now. The jury will not be out until after a while. Hopefully, we get to see a total revamp, because I'm always there, and that place is a mess. This is really, really a mess. Yes, people still do well to. You see a couple of competitions going on around there, and it's a hub. Everybody comes to the National Stadium in Surulere, and it's one that I didn't get to see active games go on, obviously, but it's something I would love to see. If truly, this place can be put in place,
Okay. All right. You frequent the National Stadium. Those guys that use it for all those maybe Saturday, Sunday exercises and whatever, do they pay to go in, or how?
No, actually, if you are driving into the stadium, you pay to enter the stadium with your vehicles. Obviously, you have to park your vehicles. But if you are coming in just to either engage in one sporting activity or the other, everybody comes in. And on average, on Saturdays, the place is always full. Always full. I remember I sent you a picture or a video the last time that incident happened on one of the floodlights that came crashing down. Before the stadium was closed for a while, activities were going on and all of that. But obviously it's been opened now and everybody has access to it. But we would love to see a total revamp. We would love to see activities, major sporting activities, holding at the National Stadium and not necessarily at hotels or at bars and, all of that.
All right. Thank you so much, Theo.
I'm going to make one more contribution on the Arsenal Manchester United. Yes. I really want Arsenal. I really want Arsenal to win for obvious reasons. But I feel Mikel Arteta has been overthinking it over the past couple of years, and I've been seeing his formations. I'm not impressed. I think Manchester United might just make it today. Might just make it, and I know a couple of people that'll be happy with it.
All right, okay, you know a couple of that we're happy. All right. Thank you so much, Theo. I like the way you put it, Catalan. Theo is the baby of this house, and then so he's supposed to be here, but if physically we just had his voice.
Exactly.
Okay,
let's talk about the US Open. Let's talk about the US Open. Oh, you want to say something?
Okay, before the US Open, we've talked so much about this facility thing.
Yeah.
And from September 1st this year, the tertiary registration tax, the Act Section 1(2), Subsection 2 was amended that people start paying companies from your accessible profit 3%. Now, the lottery fund is sport that actually brings in this fund.
Yeah.
So I think it's high time this is moved away from the office of the secretary to the federal government to the Ministry of Sport.
Yes.
Now we are sure it's not going to NYC. So let sport get funded from this thing.
I think it's that simple because now we're not talking about Ministry of Youth and Sport Development. It's been separated. So what that means basically is money from Sport Lotteries Fund should go directly to fund sports because that's the only way it can be developed, or you can use sport for development. So moving it and ensuring that the monies from Lotteries Fund are not used for emergencies. We have emergency management systems, other parastatals that are handling that. Move the Sports Lotteries Fund, move it to the Ministry of Sport Development so that we can have genuine and organic development.
Yeah, we interviewed, I think about 5 or 6 weeks ago, the former Minister of Sport, Solomon Dalong.
Exactly.
And we talked about this, the Sport Lottery Fund, and they said, look, this is domestic, it's run from the Office of Secretary. All right. Okay, we have Alex. Alex is from ancient Edo City. Hello, Alex, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
How is Bini?
Bini is cool and calm after the election.
Election? Which election again? Calm down now.
We did the local government election yesterday.
Yeah, okay. We thought there is sport election. It's only sport election that we do here.
Yeah, we did election yesterday.
Okay, so give us. There used to be a lot of basketball not the courts in Benin in those days. Are they still there? And your soil still red.
They are still here. We have a lot of courts here for basketball.
Okay. Because all those Kenwa, then to go or Aziz,
Wire Road.
Wire Road, exactly. Wire Road area, yes. There used to be a lot of,
the college and the rest.
Yeah. Okay, let's get your contribution, Alex.
What I want to say is that people have been talking about the visit of the minister to the National Stadium. The National Stadium is in Nigeria Arena. I wanted to ask all those hotels, restaurants around the National Stadium, who sold it to private individuals? Hello?
Go on.
Who sold it to private individuals? Those hotels, they call old school, the other one old B, restaurants, caravans everywhere. Who turned it to a national stadium to a hotel or beer parlor?
I think Dare retrieved it from everybody and then, said I think one of the corporate outfits was supposed to renovate. And then we're talking about we say we're at this Abuja and Lagos in the region of $1 million each or so.
Yeah. That's okay. If that is true, then about our Nigerian professional league, why is it that we don't use VAR to monitor the match so that this aspect of referee collecting money here and there?
Alex, VAR. You have first of all VAR. Okay, it has to run. It has to run on a maybe solar, Abi, or because you cannot be doing VAR the line. I'm sorry.
Because that one will not make the habit of referees collecting money here and there. See what happened in the last Super 6.
But in England, Alex, yesterday Man City played, and people were still complaining of the VAR in that City goal.
And again, officiating has improved.
I think officiating has improved because okay, you are saying so. Go on, Alex. Go on.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say, because I was in the Super Six with each other.
Okay, congratulations. You guys are Rivers State are the two teams standing in the continent. Congratulations.
The two teams that won it, they were the two teams that spent a lot of money to get the qualification. Now see what happened.
Alex. Before you assert, you should be able to prove it. That those teams that won, that they were shady, whatever it is. I don't think you have any proof that they paid for the victories. I don't think you have that. Do you?
Let me tell you something.
No, do you have it? Before you assert.
The upcoming league now.
Yes.
The upcoming league now.
Yes. Yes.
You will know that we have proof.
No. Show us the proof of the one you alleged. No, Alex, thank you very much for this conversation. In as much as we want to clean up the place, in as much as we want this to be done rightly, we don't want people just banding allegations that you cannot substantiate. I mean, if you cannot substantiate it, you cannot stand by what you have said. Please don't stay behind your phone lines and then make these allegations. We don't accept it here. We don't accept it. We want things to be okay. We call it as it is. We call a spade, and that is what we do here. But we do not malign, especially when you cannot prove. But if you have the proof, come, we'll bring you on this show, and we say to the world that this is exactly what it is. But when you don't have it, guy, hide small. No, you don't come out like that now. You're not good now.
Ken, I know there is a trust deficit where we already understand that maybe authorities in times past, regulatory authorities, the referees, maybe even the football administrators, maybe they had been complicit in some of these issues. But right now, you cannot substantiate the fact, because Opera rightly did say that officiating has, improved considerably, especially under Mrs. Faith Irabor. It's something you have to give it to the NPFL. We all are saying, we know there are issues with the NPFL. We know all is not totally rosy.
Some people still have problem with Faith,
but
that she is an employee of the Edo State Sport Council.
Yes,
she is a part of
there's a problem.
Those allegations.
There's a problem with
Alex is calling from Benin, but from where that same, it goes down.
Ken, this is what I want to say now. I think that the NPFL, the board, they have not done enough in terms of getting everyone together, all stakeholders, in terms of talking about match fixing, talking about violence, talking about sporting integrity, where you are having some of these officials that are members of the FA also be members of regulatory bodies or, having influences. So there are a lot of talks around that. So it is...
Okay, Paul is reaching us from Abia. Hello, Paul. Paul, how are you?
Good day. Fine, sir. How far?
How far? Hey, you're not far too much, Paul. But can you track from Aba? Are you in Aba or where in Abia State? Where are you?
I'm in Aba in Abia State.
You are in Aba. Can you jog from Aba to Lagos? I really want to know how far the distance is. Can
I do what?
Can you jog? Can you walk from Aba to Lagos?
It's quite impossible now. It must be on transport.
You have to be fit. You have to be fit, Joe. Cross country. Your method is cross country.
I run marathon.
You run. Beautiful. Oh yeah, let's do Aba to Lagos cross country. Let's do it. Who is going?
Okay.
All right. Let's hear you. Let's hear you.
I love what you're doing. I love your show. But I want to ask you: did you people have a repeat broadcast of this program?
Sometimes it comes out late in the night.
Yeah.
Yes, late in the night.
What day is it today?
Today, yes, late in the night, yes.
Like what?
1 a.m. From around 1 a.m. From around 1 a.m. you can watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to say something about Bayelsa, this Delta King playing Ghana team. Who won the title?
Which one?
Delta. They beat Delta. So it's the Ghana team that picked the space.
Okay, the Ghana people won the title.
Yes. For the Wafu B, the low sport that is there.
Yes.
My friend is their coach, and I was disappointed myself.
No problem. Since Ghana won it, it's also good. But I thought Delta could have won the title.
They will learn from the experience. They have a very good coach, and I think the state government is supporting them. Though I don't know
about our stadium. They should work. I think they are on duty there now in our national stadium. They say they are working it. Is it true?
We saw the pictures now. We saw the grasses.
They should let them. Yeah, it should supposed to be up to standard like Wembley Stadium. You understand?
Paul, in Lagos, they say, Obetodu. Owolopa. That thing. When I say it is systematic, thank you, Paul, it's systematic. They should be able to get there so that whatever they are doing, you know, you won't go up so much money. They say a stitch in time saves nine. I don't know how old that thing is.
It's been forever.
No, basically,
it's still
there are certain things people say, but we don't mean it. A stitch in time. I've just said it with the crack of the road. Exactly. You just go and put a bitumen, you know, a C70 and seal it. Before you know it, bam. But when... Okay, we are back. Before we leave, I want to just talk a little bit of tennis. I want to talk about tennis. And I want to talk about, for the first time, I don't know if it has happened before.
Yeah.
Husband and wife were playing at the same time at the US Open. Gail Monfils and Elena Svitolina. You understand? Svitolina was playing Chenkova, you know, while the husband was playing Rublev. And when she won, she now, you know, in fact, she has not won, she was asked the umpire, how is my husband doing? I tell you, it's so beautiful. I was watching both games at the same time. Husband, wife, my girl Monfils and your lovely wife, that is part of what the show is. I mean, we're talking about the winners, the Igaswatek.
Sports is our friendship.
I mean, I tell you, it's so sweet.
And maybe we'll be having another couple in Shakari Richardson and Christian Coleman, where, you know, a comment by a lady actually did spark rumors of the fact that they may be dating. They were saying being a little bit cozy with themselves. And you also know that Shakari has been doing pretty well.
Somebody has been accusing me of somebody has been accusing about Shakari anyway. I'm not Jimmy, nothing will make me mention your name.
So you're only doing that.
No, Jimmy, I will never mention your name that you're accusing me, that the person is accusing me.
I think it's good that after everything she went through prior to the Olympics, she's here to stay. She's here to stay. And I think
she won again. Jimmy didn't alerted me that. Okay, we are going. Well, that is Serena Wegman being, you know, the best female coach in the world. Yes. Some male teams said they even want her to coach them, and that is the thing. She is that good. Gender means nothing. Age.
Let her come and coach Super Eagles.
When you are good,
Ken,
you are old enough.
Let her come and coach Super Eagles.
I'm Ken Ochonogo. Have a blessed Sunday. Drop the pen.